The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences.
You're now tuned into a Planet Fanatics production.
What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics? And in this video, I wanted to come to you and talk to you about a new rumored Black Panther spin-off series titled The World of Wakanda. Not much is known about the series at all, but we do have a snippet here from Fiction Horizon that reads, the upcoming series is supposedly going to be tied into the Black Panther fictional universe, and while we don't know any details, it seems that it will focus on a specific universe and won't be a tie-in to some other major production. As the tweet we are going to quote soon confirms, the rumor has been put out there by Daniel RPK, a well-known and trusted industry insider who more often than not is known for his scoops and getting things right. Of course, this is just a rumor, still take it with a grain of salt, but this is what it says. A new live-action series titled World of Wakanda is reportedly in development at Marvel Studios. It's a live-action show set in Wakanda. And the article goes on to say, as you can see, the series' supposed title is World of Wakanda, and it will be a live-action series that is going to be set in the infamous country in Africa. As said, as of the time of writing this is everything we know, but based on the rumor itself, the series is still in early development. Wakanda is definitely a place that deserves to be explored more in light of everything we've seen in the MCU, but it remains to be seen how this series will approach it. We also don't know who among all the Black Panther stars will return for the series, but knowing Marvel, we can definitely expect some well-known names. When this tweet originally made its rounds on Twitter, there were a lot of different Twitter users that had a lot of different things to say, but one of the tweets that kind of caught my attention that piqued my interest on the show was Siren Geek Vibes when he said, my mind immediately thinks if you treat this in a Game of Thrones fashion, where you learn about different families and tribes and whatnot, not really getting deep into it, it can be very interesting. Now, one of the reasons that piqued my interest is because I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I love the Game of Thrones universe and all the spin-off shows that are coming from the original Game of Thrones show. The Game of Thrones concept on Wakanda could be extremely dope if handled correctly, but could you imagine Game of Thrones without the mother of dragons, Daenerys Targaryen? I even used this example in my last rant, but could you imagine if the new Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Disney Plus series took place in Spider-Man's world, but was about the new Nico Minoru character and not Peter Parker's Spider-Man? The Penguin series, taking place within Matt Reeves' Batman universe starring Colin Farrell, will follow Cobblepot's. However, it's been rumored that Robert Pattinson's Batman will show up in the series. Per the Hot Mic podcast, notable Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder confirmed Pattinson will appear in the Penguin following considerable speculation. And why do you think director Matt Reeves is going to take Robert Pattinson's Batman and put him in the Penguin series? Because he understands that without Batman, we wouldn't even be here. Without Batman, there would be no Penguin. Without Batman, there would be no Gotham. We are here because of Batman. This series only exists because of Batman, so it's only right to have Batman show up within the Penguin series. And it's as I said on Twitter when I first saw the tweet making its rounds. I can't help but notice with all the Wakanda-centric projects being developed that Marvel Studios has forgotten what captivated readers and viewers to the African nation. It's the same reason the BP franchise is in such disarray. And of course, because Marvel Studios and Disney decided not to recast the character of T'Challa after Chadwick Boseman's passing, there have been a lot of people on Twitter that have felt the exact same way. With one Twitter user saying, no T'Challa, no fucks given by me about shitconda. Another Twitter user said, this annoys me so bad, keep making it about Wakanda and leaving T'Challa out, shaking my damn head. Another Twitter user said, no, stop, we don't need this shit. Another user said, the way it's so clear this saga was meant to be centered around Wakanda and T'Challa, but now they can't do that anymore, they're just fumbling for pieces. Another Twitter user said, just bring back T'Challa, he literally can be the main staple in the MCU. Another Twitter user said, I used to want so many Black Panther universe shows, then y'all went and killed T'Challa, and that all fell by the wayside. Still waiting to get happy for a Wakanda project announcement. Another Twitter user said, Chadwick's passing left this IP in shambles. Another Twitter user said, this is like making scary movies without the Wayans family. Another said, respectfully, I'm tired of this Black Panther shit with no T'Challa. Another said, man, don't nobody want this shit, bring back T'Challa. Another said, making shows around T'Challa to find a way to milk his world without him is wild, but hey, I will watch. Are we still getting the Okoye show? Another Twitter user said, they keep trying to sell Gotham without Batman. Shaking my head. One of my longtime viewers simply said, recast the role of T'Challa, the character who's so popular and successful that these side projects are even viable. It was a great performance of Chadwick Boseman in Civil War that had fans excited to see this character in his own setting, build with T'Challa, not off him. And another Twitter user said, Wakanda this, Wakanda that. They are going to water down this IP till there's nothing left and ignore people that actually want stories of the Black Panther named T'Challa. And before the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman, Marvel Studios themselves also saw the importance of the character of T'Challa. In a 2018 interview while at the BP1 movie premiere, executive producer Nate Moore said in order for people to first love the Black Panther, they need to love T'Challa.
You know, he came on after Chadwick had been cast, so talk about that process a little bit.
I mean, his two films, both Fruitvale Station and Creed, are such great character pieces, and we knew that for people to love the Black Panther franchise, they needed to love T'Challa.
Moore said that audiences needed to fall in love with T'Challa, not Chadwick Boseman. And that's not to say that through Chadwick Boseman's portrayal of T'Challa that you couldn't fall in love with him as an actor, possibly prompting you to view more of his great work. However, even Chadwick Boseman himself wasn't so selfish and self-centered into thinking that he alone could only play the King of Wakanda, or that it was simply about him. He understood that the character T'Challa means so much more. In a 2018 interview with Elvis Duran, Chadwick Boseman stated, "It does mean a lot. I've seen a lot of young kids, a lot of little Black Panthers, some dressed up for Halloween. It's crazy. It wasn't just Black Panthers, it was white Black Panthers. That was completely enlightening because they all are looking at a Black man and saying, I want to be him, and there's nothing weird about that. It's not that that doesn't happen in sports or in other arenas. But when you talk about superheroes, it's sort of a thing that's new, because the other Black superheroes that have existed are in support of the white characters as opposed to being the focal point, and it feels great knowing that people will want to be that image as well." And most recently, as July 20th, 2024, while promoting for Deadpool and Wolverine, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige did an interview with Black Tree TV where he was asked about the impact and the success of the first Black Panther film, and this is what he had to say.
Black Panther was, and Deadpool has been like great box office titles for this, but I feel like Black Panther showed the world a little bit about the power of the Black box office. Marvel has always had a diversity of characters, and it's never really been an issue. But as a producer, did that open your eyes to anything as far as audience need or audience desire for types of titles?
I think so. I think the success of the movie and the way that Ryan told both of the stories in both of those movies, the way the world responded to it made us feel better about the world. There had been a lot of ways of thinking, oh, a Black superhero won't translate in this territory or in this country, that proved incorrect to the success of Black Panthers. So that was exciting. But it also was seeing, and you remember, was it before TikTok? I don't remember. But when Panther first was coming out, the reactions to the poster in the lobbies, and just seeing groups of people being so excited to see this, that really registered. The notion that kind of enthusiasm, which I feel like I have been lucky and privileged enough to experience when I was a kid, looking at every movie poster, that there were people who maybe didn't always feel that way, and that with Panther, they can. And that certainly was let's keep doing that, because that feels exciting.
And it's just as Chadwick Boseman himself has stated. In Wakanda, there are a few people that you will want to be. Some little girls will want to be Shuri and other characters too, but I am the lead. I am the Panther. By Marvel Studios continuing to sideline the franchise's main character while pushing projects centered around the places and people viewers and readers came to love because of that character, you lose the excitement from little kids being able to see a superhero that looks like them. And some of you may be coming into this video with that same old tired argument of what are you going on about? You still had Black culture and Black superheroes in the second film. Why are you so upset? Well, I'd argue, why would I want to go watch my Black superhero, my Superman, be buried in his own film? Chadwick Boseman also understood that the creation of T'Challa and the birth of this franchise was also so much bigger than any ordinary superhero. In 2017, while honoring Stan Lee, Chadwick Boseman spoke on the ideologies displayed in the first Black Panther film.
When Stan Lee created Black Panther, when he created Black Panther, he created it in a time, it's 1966, you have to think about what was going on in that time. Vietnam War, Civil Rights Movement, the beginning of the Black Power movement, and the ideologies that were spoken of, that were displayed in Black Panther. You have to think about, it's beyond civil rights, it's Black empowerment. We as African Americans were not just victims, we're not just the colonized, we're not just slaves. We were kings and queens. We were an advanced scientific nation. We were proud. We had secrets. We had abilities beyond what other people knew. So when I think of what you did and the time you did it in, and I think of the fact that many people thought that would be an impossible movie to make. right? The best creators are those who create things that continue to assist in the creative process, that continue to generate. The stories continue to be written by great writers, but they were first created inside his mind and inside others' minds. Stan Lee, what you have done is godly to a certain extent. So the impression that you have made is just, that we will see right here, is just an example of the impression that you have made on all of us. So I thank you.
As of now, the rumored live-action World of Wakanda series has not been officially announced by Marvel Studios, so as always, take this with a grain of salt. However, if real, as is the case with all the other rumored or confirmed Black Panther MCU spin-offs, without T'Challa, what's the point? But as always, question is for you guys. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Do you think that they are sidelining the character? Do you think that Wakanda shows centered around Wakanda without T'Challa will work? And do you think that Marvel Studios should simply just recast the character? Let me know all the thoughts that you guys have down below on the limited knowledge that we do have on World of Wakanda, and I'm sure we'll have more that comes out if the show is real. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, recast T'Challa, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.
The 60s and 70s expanded comics as well as minds.
I suddenly discovered that there were no blacks in comics, that nobody had made a story about blacks. I felt that blacks had to be represented in comics as well as everywhere else. So I drew the Black Panther. I drew him as a powerful and virtuous character.